Let's talk about the Iowa City area real estate market. If you're thinking about buying or selling this spring or summer, this is information you need to know. Hey, Emily Farber here, your favorite YouTubing Iowa realtor. My overarching message to you is that our local market is full of steam and running hot. Unfortunately, housing inventory is still quite limited for many price points, especially in the price points where the greatest number of buyers are looking, which is going to run from about $250,000 to $400,000. Because of that, we're seeing the return of multiple offers, over asking price offers, waiving inspections, escalation clauses, and other shenanigans buyer agents pull out of their hats to try to make it over the finish line. Oh man, sometimes it feels like real estate is a full combat chess game. All of the same dynamics that have thrown hurdles in front of the real estate market in the past year are still there. The U.S. is still in need of a major influx of housing inventory in order to ease the upward pressure on home prices, or at least level them off for a while. In order to get housing inventory on the market and release current homeowners from being locked into their uber low interest rates, mortgage rates need to drop. Currently, interest rates being offered by local lenders are in the mid-sixes. Keep in mind, interest rates change daily, sometimes multiple times a day. The current rates are not as low as we had been hoping for. The Fed has indicated that there may be a series of rate drops on the horizon that would impact those lending rates, but those drops haven't happened yet. As exciting as a big drop in interest rates would be for home buyers, and it would warm my heart, it could literally be a spark in a powder keg. Rapidly falling rates could create such a boom in demand that it would wipe away any housing inventory gains and blast those home prices upwards again. Despite the rates being a bit frustrating, there is a deep pool of buyers just waiting for the opportunity to buy. Because the real estate market was depressed in 2023, my feeling is that we'll see most of those buyers in addition to a new crop of 2024 buyers who are all hoping to make home ownership a reality. It's been long enough from those days of 3% interest rates in 21 and 2022 that people are accepting the reality that those days just aren't coming back. So what does it all mean? Affordability continues to be a major concern. Despite 2023 being pretty much terrible in terms of the number of homes sold, home prices still increased in most markets. Here in the greater Iowa City area, we saw a rate of appreciation of 6.17%, which is well above our average. I read an interesting article the other day that said the income needed to afford a home is up 80% since 2020, but median income has only risen 23% in that time. A monthly mortgage payment on a typical U.S. home has nearly doubled since January of 2020, and home values have risen 42.2% in that time. It is estimated that the average income needed to comfortably afford a typical home in the U.S. is $106,500. The typical U.S. household earns $81,000. Take a look at this graphic here that is specific to the greater Iowa City area. The blue line traces the prices of condos and the yellow line is single-family homes over time. While it is normal to see seasonal variations in prices as buyer demand ebbs and flows, you can clearly see that home values are increasing. Now let's dive into a data snapshot about single-family homes and condos in the Iowa City area.
Okay, let's dial this down to just what we're looking for. I want to look at single families, and I only want to see them in the greater Iowa City area. So that means Iowa City, Coralville, North Liberty, and Tiffin. Oops. Okay, so this is telling us for February of 2024, we've got a median sales price of almost $337,000. Our days on market are quite short at 32. Keep in mind the way we keep track of days on market is not just until we have an offer, but until all contingencies are released. Inspection contingencies typically take 2 weeks, and financing contingencies typically take 3 to 4 weeks. So this is telling me that homes are going under contract right away. As you can see, the bulk of the sales are happening between $200,000 and $500,000. Okay, let's do the same thing except for condos. So we're going to dial this into Iowa City, Coralville, North Liberty, and Tiffin. We can see that the median condo price back in February was about $235,000, even a shorter number of days on market than single families. And the price point for condos, as expected, is a bit lower than single family homes. So we've got condos ranging from $100,000 to about $300,000. But, there are a few more expensive ones. Looks like you could find a condo in that $750,000 to $999,000 range if you really wanted to.
In order to afford a home, first-time buyers especially may need to be open to considering properties that might not be their first choice, such as condos, zero lots, or homes that need more updating than you might prefer. There's also this whole trend called house hacking, which is the concept of generating a passive income from a portion of your property while you live there. Things like renting out a room or buying a property with an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, such as a livable space in the basement or maybe over the garage. Perhaps you'd be open to buying a duplex and living on one side while renting out the other. On a smaller scale, perhaps you could find a property with multiple garages or barn space that you could rent, or you might have a property where you could rent RV space. Buyers really need to have their ducks in a row if they're serious about getting a home this year. You need to be working with an agent who is responsive and able to get you into properties very quickly. You absolutely need to have a pre-approval letter in hand so that you're not scrambling around at the last minute. You probably need a cushion of funds to enable you to compete against other buyers and be prepared to show proof of that cash. Now, this information is aimed towards potential sellers. Right now is a good time to list a property. If the property is appropriately priced, you should have plenty of buyer interest. If you play your cards right, you may end up with buyers fighting over it, which means you could get to cherry pick the terms that are most important to you. One thing to keep in mind about selling a home this year is that we are in an election year. And often the unknown of what is going to happen makes buyers nervous and prone towards taking a wait-and-see attitude. A significant portion of the U.S. population is going to be disappointed and in a sky-is-falling mindset, no matter who gets elected. As a result of this, I wouldn't be surprised if real estate activity falls off a cliff in late summer and into the fall. It's normal for activity to slow down in the summer, but it's also normal for us to see a secondary surge of activity in the fall. I don't think it's going to happen this year due to election drama, so plan accordingly and consider moving your timeline in order to access the current buyers before they all go and hide under a rock. If you're interested in my home buyers or sellers guides, you can grab a free copy. The link is in the description box of this video. If you're watching on your phone, tap the title of the video and it will open right up. I've also got a great monthly newsletter, so sign up for that if you're interested. What do you think about the spring real estate market here in the Iowa City area? Do you have any observations? Any concerns? Are you planning to buy a home this year? What about sell a home? Tell me about it down in the comments section. Hey, it's been fun, and I'll catch you later.